Everybody, welcome back. Alright, let's go ahead and get back in here. So we're gonna have to... This one might be a little bit faster. I think we just continue to push forward just because I have to go take care of some stuff here in a little bit. Alright, so over here I think we just put... military cycle building. That'll also give us one more rot flies, which are nice. And that's a kind of a cheap building at 2,000 gold. So we'll go with that. And then... how much are these worth to sack?
I must test my contagion.
Oh, there's literally nothing there. Okay. So if you hover something, it'll tell you how much it is to sack it. Okay. Okay, those are both a lot. So I probably better go ahead and put the special plague on him. Just so that we get the extra time. See, now it's 12,000 gold for that, and whatever for this one, 10,000. And that's really what we want here. So yeah, we've got 16 turns on this. Because we did it in the town where we have this provincial edict, and it's a special plague where its baseline is 8. Do you really want to get to those special plagues ASAP? Okay, is it even worth stopping there, or should we just dash straight past that? I mean, it is at this sort of crossroads here. Oh no. So we are going to get into a war with these clowns if we want this. And they all have these like split provinces. Okay, so then the question now is, where is she gonna go? And do I want to try to stop her? I think the answer is yes, to stop her. But I need to kind of decide. I feel like this one is the... I don't think I can stop her if she goes for that. If she starts running for this, we just cancel it and just let her have it. So I guess with Glutport, we may just want to go ahead and hire a dude. Just go ahead and get that for the extra the extra leadership. Is that just one unit? Such a lame item. And then we'll just kind of see where she goes, I think. I mean, could go ahead and get a soul grinder and put that on him. The question is, do I want that on him or do I want that on Kugath? We may not need it for Kugath, but then again we might. Like, if we want to take this dude out, we might need it. This is where I really wish I had the green plague I could throw down right now on him. Although we wouldn't have the infections to do it. Nurglings with town defense might be just enough to do it. Alright, let's go ahead. I think we want all of these. And then we'll just kind of see what she does from there. If she comes over here, we'll just cancel this. And just kind of see where it goes. Alright. And we're kind of running a little light on infections, so we're going to have to work around that. Okay, wait, what's getting burned over here? Corn? Oh, corn's coming in there? Okay, sure. Another rebellion. Alright. We'll just 4x it here. So we're gonna have to fight those ogres, I guess. Which, again, is really annoying. But it is what it is. There's just so many split provinces. I think that's something with Warhammer 3 that I've noticed. Not all the time, but around Nurgle, a lot of these places are split. So you can't just take on one faction at a time, and they're like just checkered around. Like these ogres, they might own one town here, then 3 provinces over they own a town, and then, you know, 2 provinces from there they own a town. So just have all of these like split areas checkerboard style, so it's really hard to finish off a faction. Right? Because if it's just one faction in a province, you can do one war at a time. But now, you know, especially with these ogres, a lot of their crap is up in the hills, and it takes a long time to run up there and get them. Alright, here we go. I think we'll just go with the 2 towers. I think it's just more efficient. The slightly upgraded ones were cool and everything, but I don't think it matters that much. This freaking mouse is so garbage. I mean, it's not gonna matter. Is it even charging me, the 500? I mean, it's going up a lot, but it looked like it wasn't even charging me hardly. No. Oh, I can't make it right now, though. Like, after the battle's already won. Okay. I can't believe we made it. So if Katerin goes for the lower port, then I guess we'll put the Soul Grinder in our new army, because they're not going to be as strong as the main army. The main army's like pretty good. We'll go ahead and put a Soul Grinder in there, because we might have to fight her open field. And obviously that army's not going to be as strong. And that'll give us some time to replenish. Alright, there's the Ursa.
Arcane energy rips across the mortal plane, creating rifts and scarring the world with gateways into the Chaos realms. The toe.
Okay.
The Ice Queen vows to no.
So I can't really tell where they're going. It looks like over here, though. So where are these rifts? There's one right here. Alright. Well, we're gonna have to take these fools out. Hate to declare war on them, but it's just inefficient for me not to go for them. And the rift is over here. It's gonna be a little more tricky to defend that. Yeah, with Katarin, I guess we have to try to close that rift, and then I don't know if we can handle that area down there. Okay, well, let's start with this, because this is kind of an easy choice. We just have to do it. Who else are they at war with? Okay, well, they're not too far up, like, I could just maybe take out some of these mountains. They're not, like, insanely far out of the way. Okay, they're not at war with anybody else. Okay, well. About to be at war with me. Now, am I going to get any money off of this sack? No. You have no defensive supplies. So, it's just a broken town. Okay, so we probably fight these guys, and then we can sack this, and then we might just push forward and just go for the rift. I don't know if I want to take a whole turn off. We can't, we're not going to be able, well, if we sack it, we might be able to run through it. Let's have to see what kind of movement we have. So I would like to knock out Tzeentch while they're over there messing with my other army, or my other town. I would like to take out their main town, get that huge sack payday, and then push up and try to get the Khorne faction. And then if the proper Tzeentch, if Kairos goes into that Chaos realm with his 20 stack, his place is going to be vulnerable, so we could go for that, potentially. This is kind of an annoying town, but I mean, they're not going to have any towers, so it shouldn't matter. Oh, I could put this. I need to take this sorcerer and put that in my other dude's army. Why are we not moving? Alright, come on.
Infection is inevitable. My experiment succeeds.
Nah, it's not gonna matter. I'd just rather have just the just save the magic for the healing. We basically have super poison once this gets ramped up on him. I don't know if it's going to tell us the debuff. This thing, is this amped up yet? It's not going to tell me all the debuffs on them. Nurgle's so bad at combat. Now, I could see someone, like, rightly complaining that maybe they don't think this style of just, like, super tank faction is fun. Like, that's a subjective, you know, idea. I definitely see that, but just saying that, like, objectively, that this is not strong, I mean, I don't know. Like, almost nobody is going to beat you in a fight like this. It's going to be really, really hard. They're going to have to, like, just beat you down with their pocketbook, basically. Just have way more money than you. Alright, my spawn are kind of getting a little dinged up here. Yeah, and Empire, if we can ever go down there, they don't have a lot of magic damage, and I just don't think, especially if I ever get in trouble, if I have to use the physical resist plague, there's just no way, like, they're gonna be able to kill this, I don't think. Unless, again, they have an extreme, like, 3-to-1 advantage on cost, which these ogres probably almost have a 3-to-1 on this army cost. What's that place affiliated with? Probably that right there. Yeah. What are they hitting these spawn? Just with the towers, I guess? They're just hitting the spawn? I'm just gonna pull the spawn out, I think. Are they past the replenishment checkpoint? I'm not sure. But they just keep focus firing them, and we just don't need them right now. I mean, just the Nurglings are just taking, like, no damage. Okay, there we go. Oh, I can look over some more comments. That was kind of fun last time. I didn't get to that many. But I think that just something we can talk about during load screens if we've already, you know, got our strategy in mind, what we're doing here. Let me reload these. Okay, so I explained the Plague Bears last time, or why I got that upgrade. It's the Plague Bears are part of it, but part of it's also Spawn and Forsaken, which I do want to sprinkle in some of those. Okay. And then some people were saying link stuff, link Twitch and things like that. I'm pretty sure in the description I do have... I may not have the Twitch linked. I don't stream currently Total War or Warhammer. There's a possibility. I mean, maybe. There's been a lot of extra interest on the channel in the Warhammer 3, so it's possible I could stream it. I could try it out. I already stream League of Legends, like, at night. But maybe I could try to find some time to stream Warhammer as well. Maybe at least on the weekends, 1 or 2 days. Okay. Well, I just kind of autopiloted towards just Occupy. I guess that's fine. Okay, yeah, we're just going for extra ammo. I mean, his stuff does quite a bit of damage. Survivalist is obviously good. You get a lot of baseline health for that. I think we go for Survivalist first, and then maybe the grenades. Fleshy Abundance. Oh crap, I needed to... Okay, I'll run one of these guys down here, I guess, after this. Who else? Okay, this guy. Conduit. Okay, and then going to be fighting a Slaanesh army. And yeah, it looks like she's going to go over here and go for that. So we'll go ahead and get a Soul Grinder here, and maybe either a Spawn or a Forsaken. These are much more resilient against missiles, which I think is what they're going to be sort of bringing to the table. Is because like their most annoying things are going to be a lot of their missile units. So now they do have some armor piercing with some of their missile units. These are unbreakable, but I think we'll beat their infantry pretty soundly. And we could also get the frogs. These are cheaper. Yeah, the frogs are probably better than the Forsaken in the abstract. I mean, maybe I should be going for the frogs more often. They don't have as much armor, but they do have the physical resist. Now, do we go for this extra Plague Ridden or not? We already have one that we can put in here. I kind of do want another one because I might lose this town up here, and I want to have that third one ready to roll. So let's go ahead and grab a Cultist. Just for the movement speed.
Cultist of the Plague God.
So I have one ready for a third army if we need it. Oh, I forgot we get extra points with that too. Nice. Okay. Now, we could go ahead and attack this town.
Wallow in filth.
Can we beat them without anything like super special going on? I feel like probably. I mean, we can take a look. If it's too hard, we can run.
Interest.
Yeah, we can beat that. Now, a nice thing is, once we get healing magic down here, and single entity units like the Soul Grinders, then we can use the healing to just basically get some extra replenishment, because anything that is not a single entity unit, you can't heal somebody past the amount of, you can't heal past the amount of models they come into the fight with. So for example, if I have spawn with 12 models, if they're at half HP, they're only going to come in with 6 models. I can't resurrect the dead models that they didn't start the fight with. So I can't heal them past the 6 models. But with single entity units, there's only 1 model, and so you can heal them up. So it's like a free form of replenishment, which is very nice. That's just one perk among many. I mean, everyone knows the Soul Grinders are good. I just think everyone doesn't understand just how good they are and how fast you can get them with Nurgle. So, I mean, if we can deal with Cataract and get this area under control, this guy might be able to run around and deal with this stuff, and then we just get $1 million, $1 million gold from sacking Empire with Kugath. No, don't care about Marauders. Don't care about Marauders. Okay, yeah, I'll just go for that. Just need to protect our flanks and make sure that they don't... We have to watch the toads and watch this around those things, because I think these are the anti-large. I didn't realize he was over there. Okay, sure. They're trying to get my frogs. They do get that bonus versus large. Don't kill the frogs, man. Okay, so those can hurt yourself. Friendly fire still exists. How long is it going to take to kill this fool? Come on now. She has like no armor. Okay, now she's burning. Alright. But yeah, I could link some stuff, that'd be great. Benny Gesser says this channel is amazing, by far the best I've seen. Please do a Zinch guide soon. I really love the flavor of the faction, but I'm terrible at playing. I will probably, I mean, I'm going to try to do them all as much as I can. Currently, we've got Nurgle, Slaanesh, and then Ogres probably next, and then it's likely going to be the Demon Prince, but we'll see. I get requests for all of them, so and I would like to try them all out. Okay, Reload says, love your campaign, so much depth, thank you so much. Zealous says, great video, look forward to the next one. Okay, Wonder says he's really in Wonder Toaster. Says he's enjoying that. Okay, so Tech Elites says he mostly plays multiplayer, and he's saying that Nurgle is talked about for being weak. That's possible. I mean, the thing is, the game's really balanced, I feel, a lot more around campaign than multiplayer. Because, you know, the real strength of Nurgle, like, they're okay in these fights, but a lot of it, you know, their true power is in campaign stuff. Right, so it's like the skills you get with Kugath, right? The fact that he gets double regeneration on the Nurglings, these different plagues, their system for being able to recruit the Soul Grinders, you know, 70 turns before most other factions, right? And be able to summon them anywhere, anytime. Their massive replenishment on the campaign map. These are all the things that I think make them uniquely strong. Now, just as far as multiplayer, again, I don't know the meta, but that might be a place where, you know, the Nurglings might be balanced around campaign. They're very strong in campaign, but without that double regeneration and all of the other perks they get, then they may not be as good. Okay, so we might go with this, just because we are more likely to have these types of units. The looting is good. I do need to lower the cost eventually. But for the Spawn and the Forsaken, we might want to go with that. This thing for the Toads are like, the defense is okay, but it's not great. I guess we'll just get looting anyways. Unholy Resilience is just so clutch. It's being able to tank with your Lord and replenish a little bit more. Okay. But yes, multiplayer is a different beast. You saw this also kind of with greenskins. I did like greenskins in multiplayer when the game released. I did play a lot of multiplayer back in the day. I just didn't really like the amount of like cheese and exploits that could go on, and maybe they fixed a lot of that over time. I'm not sure. But for example, like some of the biggest ones were, I'm just going to get this because it's 2 turns. Some of the biggest ones for me were you could literally just disconnect if you were playing a ladder game. Just turn your computer off or turn off your internet and you would not get a loss. And there was nothing you could do about this. So, and the person who was playing would also not get a win. It would be a disconnect. It's like straight out of something from like the mid-90s. It's like, how does that not count as a loss? And like every other game, even StarCraft 1, they had a special stat at least that would say disconnect. If you got a disconnect, and so it would look suspicious if you had a lot of disconnects. And the person who was going to win would actually win. So to me, that was just kind of inexcusable that a game, you know, in the whenever this came out, 2016 for Warhammer 1, didn't have a system like that. Now, again, maybe they do right now. But, okay, I think we're going to hold on to this stuff for now. Now, I guess I could go ahead and put the melee defense, or the melee attack penalty on this guy. I think I'll wait until she commits to sieging this, and then we'll do that. Okay. I think the other places are fine. Like, this might go down, whatever. We summoned our 2 extra things, so we're good there. Okay. Now, do I want to go for, like, a couple of extra units? That's going to put me in the red, but I need to be able to beat her. Try to make sure we make this happen. Okay. But yeah, so that was the big thing for me, is I started getting kind of up there. I was like 270 or something on the ladder, and that just started happening all the time. Or people would switch their faction at the last second to counterpick you, and there's like 1 second left on the clock, and you couldn't do anything about it. And it just, like, the maps and the units weren't super balanced either, so there was a cheese you could do. And again, they've probably addressed a lot of this, but if I was playing greenskins against dwarfs, usually that's a good matchup, or it was at the time. But then on a bigger map with lots of woods, sometimes you would have the greenskins would go like 1 unit of iron breakers, and they'd sit in the corner of the map or like in the woods somewhere where you couldn't see them. 1 cheap lord, and then all gyrocopters, because the greenskins, they can have missile infantry units, right? So you can go like orc arrow boys, which are okay in terms of cost efficiency, but those are really bad against a normal dwarf army. They're really good against gyrocopters. Not really good, but they are good against gyrocopters, but they're really bad against everything else. So you don't know, is this going to be the gyrocopter cheese guy or not? Right? Because if you don't get those orc arrow boys, then you lose. You have no answer at all to just gyrocopter spam. So it just really forced you to play this guessing game, like, are they going to go all gyrocopter cheese or not? So they needed to have something where you couldn't have more than like 4 of the same type of unit or something like that in your roster. So I think that the concept of multiplayer, I like the idea of it. I think it can be really fun, but I think the smaller scale, like, or invite only tournaments where they can make their own house rules, which I think Turin does this type of stuff. Again, I haven't followed the scene too much. But, you know, where they have house rules like that, where you can't cheese people, you know the faction they're playing when you're selecting. They're not going to disconnect, right? Like, I think that makes it really fun and interesting multiplayer. But as far as, like, the ladder goes, it felt really underwhelming to me. And so that's, again, maybe they fixed some of these things. Let me know in the comments if they have. But that was something that turned me off of multiplayer. So, yes, I could buy into the argument that maybe Nurgle is not as strong in multiplayer because their units are balanced around the plague mechanic. Kind of like I mentioned the greenskins, because the greenskins were mostly balanced around the fact that you could get a wall. So their units are pretty garbage because you could just swarm people with tons of them because you got all those free armies. Versus, I don't know. I mean, every faction kind of has their thing. I guess you could say that about a lot of factions, but like the Tzeentch units, for example, are not balanced around Tzeentch getting a lot of properties or units. Like, they tinker with stuff, but it's mostly just like, I don't know. I think they can still have decently good units. And obviously when you're against players, anything that's like ranged or that you can micro a little bit better is going to be stronger. Also, you're not, like, thinking about sieges and stuff. Like, Nurgle is obviously extremely good with siege defense. And even siege attack, they're pretty good. So, those are things, again, that just may not show up that much in multiplayer. So yes, I could buy into they might be weak in multiplayer. It's just, it's a completely different game than the campaign, in my opinion. Or it's significantly different. Because, like I said, some factions are strong because of their lord skills, because of specific technologies or other campaign mechanics, like Nurgle, that if you gave them badass units everywhere, right, with the plagues, with everything else they have, you know, if they had heavily armored, high melee defense, all this other stuff, they'd be completely imbalanced on the campaign map. So, anyways, good comment. So I don't know enough. I haven't followed the multiplayer scene. I had somebody in other comments say that they were actually pretty good in multiplayer, but I don't know. I'd have to look at the cost, and I'd have to really like study the meta a lot more to understand some more of that. Actually, you know what? Let's cancel that. Okay, so they are going to go for that one. Oh, they've got a Beast of Nurgle for this one. Okay, that'll be a little more interesting. I think we're still going to beat him, but... Okay, let's see if there are any other comments. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. Dan Van Lane says he highly recommends making Molder, trying to ally with Molder so that I can get plague catapults and flamethrowers with the Nurgle campaign. It's kind of hard on Legendary, especially if you're doing well on the campaign map with most factions, to be friendly, because you start getting like serious diplomacy debuffs. Oh, okay, we got it. How these dudes got over here so quick? Oh, they're Forsaken. Okay, I thought those were something else. So yeah, cool idea. You really don't need the catapults. I mean, it's cool if you could get them. That'd be nice. But you're going to have a lot of soul grinders by that point. And I think the soul grinders are probably better for Nurgle's army because they're just so multifarious, right? Like, you can do a lot of different things with them. So you can use them like artillery if you want to, which is cool. But then you can also like run them into attack and flank and all that good stuff. So that's a cool idea, though. I mean, if I see a chance, I don't know if the flamethrowers would be entirely necessary. Because here's the thing, like, you're gonna win. As you can see, Khorne is the only one that's been able to stand up to us toe-to-toe. And to be honest, the only reason that happened was because they had like 2 or 3 times the money. You know, like Nurgling versus the Bloodletters is not a fair fight, right? Like, the Bloodletters cost 3 times as much gold than the Nurglings do. So really, like, they were up in numbers. They had a lot of Bloodletters, and so do the Chaos guys. So I was coming in with like a 1,500 gold army, maybe a 2,000 gold army, and including their garrison in that fight, they probably had a 6,000 or 7,000 gold army. But yeah, my point is that most of the time you're gonna win just slugfest, right? Where you're just sitting there, just punching, just trading punches with somebody. You're gonna win if the fight's anywhere remotely close. And we almost won that fight too. Like I said, if I'd positioned Kugath better, I think we would have won that fight. So I don't think we need the flamethrowers. Like, that's cool. Flamethrowers are always fun. But that's usually best against trying to kill, you know, light infantry. And it's very good with Skaven. I love getting them early. but we're probably not going to be able to get them until late. The Plague Claw would be nice. They do outrange the other guys, so we'll see. It's a cool idea. I mean, I'm not going to attack them anytime soon. I'm probably going to kill a lot of their enemies. Hopefully. I'm probably going to kill a lot of their enemies with the Empire, so... hopefully they'll like me. Hopefully we can get some military alliances. But yeah, really cool, creative idea. Thinking outside the box. I like that. We'll see if it's possible. But yeah, I'll see if that comes up. We'll give it a try. Did someone reply to that? Let me see. Okay. NPC asked, how do you get allied units? Okay, so he responded. He said, I think I'm missing something. How do I get allied units? You have to have a military alliance with somebody. Then there's a new mechanic called outpost. You can build an outpost in their town. I think the first one is like 1,000 gold, and then you can only recruit units that are in that town, I believe. And then the second level outpost costs more. It's like 3,000 or 4,000 gold, and that lets you recruit any units they have. You have to use a special currency though in order to recruit it. So you get these alliance points by completing missions or having high diplomacy with the faction. So you get these alliance points, and you can use those points to do different things. You can borrow an army for a certain amount of time that your allies have for a pretty steep cost. If you want to, micromanage it and have it help protect your town, or go aggressive with it. Or with the outpost, you can use, and there are other things you can do as well with the points, but the big one is usually the borrow army or the outpost, where you can recruit units. So you can only recruit up to 4 units per military ally, I believe. And it has to be units they have access to, and the highest it goes is tier 3. So if they could build Plague Claw catapults, then you could purchase Plague Claw catapults from them for those allied points. So typically it's kind of expensive. It's hard to afford more than like 2 or 3 units in your army. But it is a really cool way to just give you some benefits for maintaining military alliances. I talked about this in a previous video, but it's really risky historically to get a military alliance with somebody that is not, that you're not actively trying to confederate, because then you could get sucked into wars that could be bad. Okay, Tzeentch went in there, so they're pretty wide open. We might try to take him down. I wonder if we'll have enough turns to take Tzeentch down and then also hop in a portal, if there's still a portal over here. Yeah, there are portals up here. So we might be able to... Oh, that's where Khorne got another thing. So they fought the Ogres down here. Okay. Alright, well... We made an army and she ran away. Okay, that guy entered it. I guess she didn't want any, man. That is odd. That is very odd. Maybe she's getting, like, attacked or something over here? Why are they taking attrition? Oh, high corruption. Okay. Remember, people always wanted me to do Crocodrock, like, with, like, Warhammer 1, and there was a mod that let you do it, but it was just so dumb. You had to sit there and just fight rebellions the entire time, because there's just no way you could get enough public order to leave anything. Okay, so I don't want to put a 5,000 gold building here. I guess we can just leave it as is. It's okay to just upgrade it just because. Okay, we gotta roll out though. Here, I've got to head out. I gotta decide what I want to do with these things, but I guess we'll just go ahead and... Ooh, I could just run right past this and hit that. I forgot this doesn't, like, block anything. think we can sack that. They have just a couple of blue horrors. That doesn't matter. Forsaken don't matter. The other blue horrors, like, that's gonna be annoying, but we have healing this time, like enough healing to get through it, I believe. We could close this Slaanesh first and then go for it. But I kind of want to hit them before they're able to hire much else. Okay, so let's go ahead and just do it. Okay. I mean, these knights are annoying, but again, I think we just power through everything. We've got a potion of toughness with him, because they're just going to focus fire him probably, but this time we have replenishment. Last time we almost got in trouble because we didn't. Oh, I need to, after I sack this, hopefully I'll remember for next episode, but I need to send one of my wizards down there, one of my big wizards down there. And we'll figure out what we want to do with our other guy now that we have him buffed up. We could just send him after the ogres in the mountains, potentially, if Katarina's not going to come for us, but anyways, that's it. So hopefully I answered your questions. I kind of like that. It gives us something to do during the loading screens, and since everyone's leaving so many comments, just leave your comments, and I'll try to get through as many as I possibly can during these episodes, and that'll give us something extra to be conversational about. But thank you so much, everybody, for you know, all of the views and adding all the comments. It really has revitalized a lot of the channel. I'm constantly coming out with the content, but I think just the algorithm is helping more people find me now. So it's been really fun having even more conversations than usual. But that's it. Thank you very much. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and I'll see you next time.